I am Danye Patterson, and I am a resource connector with the Office of Economic Revitalization. Our mission is to connect small businesses with resources to help them succeed and create good jobs for our community. Oahu has a thriving film and TV industry. There are many opportunities for small businesses to work with films and television shows that are made here. In this video, we will discuss what a business can expect on the day of shooting a movie or a TV show at their location. Our guests today are Valea Constantino, the film commissioner at the city's Honolulu Film Office, and she has with her two guests, and I will let them introduce themselves.
We have today Amira Solomon and Jess Cole.
Hi there, I'm Amira Solomon, and I'm a location manager here on Oahu. I've worked on projects such as the Lilo & Stitch that's currently shooting, and Doogie Kamealoha, as well as Hawaii Five-0.
I'm Jess Cole, location manager on NCIS Hawaii Season 3 currently, and previous credits include White Lotus and Triple Frontier.
Thank you for joining us today. So previously, we discussed the prepping to shoot. So now we're going to discuss the day of shooting. So I want to talk about how is shoot day different than the prep to shoot?
So on the prep days, and we kind of just discussed it in the last segment, you have a much smaller amount of people working. You have maybe like 5 to 20 people, a couple different departments that are prepping in your place of business. Now for the shoot day, that's going to be really, that's the day of the most impact. So this is what everybody's been gearing up for. So on this day, the production company is gonna really want the most amount of control in the place of business so that we can go through our work. Usually on the prep day and the strike day, the business can be still open, or we can work together simultaneously. But on the shoot day, normally we'll want more control in a way that we can do the shooting that we need to do. As opposed to 5 or 20 people, you're going to have a bigger footprint. So a production company could have anywhere between like 120 to 180 people on set, and that doesn't include the people that are working at the construction mill or at the production office that are working off-site. But just because a production company has 180 people on set doesn't mean that there's going to be 180 people in your pawn shop, for example. You might have 40 or 50 people kind of coming in and out in smaller spaces. If you're a larger location, let's say you're in a junkyard or agricultural space, and you actually have the space to accommodate the trucks and the trailers that the production has with them, then you might actually have the full 180 person crew there. But obviously it's a bigger space, so it's kind of less intimidating.
We also spend a lot of time preparing to get to this point by ensuring that everything is safe. So we've done structural surveys if required, environmental surveys. We'll check to make sure that your roof is safe if we're up running around on your roof, or we'll check that the ventilation is okay if we're doing any kind of pyrotechnics. And we will have tested anything special or stunt-wise off-site prior to coming on-site. And we also make sure that all of your stuff is protected from the time it gets moved out to the time it gets moved back in. And then we cover everything in something called layout, which is basically cardboard sheets, and we put corner protectors on everything. Say if you have a lot of glass cases, you're a jewelry shop or something like that, we'll protect all of your cases and ensure that those things are safe. Prior to filming, that'll all come off, but all of the heavy equipment has been moved into position, and then when we start moving everything out, it'll go back up again so that we move out the equipment safely. Yeah, I think that's it.
Yeah, it's also the day that they tend to interact most with the different city agencies, because all of the exterior of that business or some of the other logistics that allows them to operate in that space needs to be taken care of. And one of the things the production company is really great about is during the prep phase, talking to the businesses and making sure that all of the questions and issues are addressed, but then also for the shoot day, making sure that the surrounding area is notified about what the actions are. They're going to take up some parking, so they start notifying people with specific letters that go well beyond the business that's being filmed, that really takes into account what the impact might be throughout that street area or that neighborhood or whatever, you know, is adjacent to there. So businesses that may not necessarily be the ones being filmed also have the opportunity to reach back to production. And let's say you're having a delivery the day of the shoot.
Yes.
You get the letter a few days before. You can contact the production company and work out the logistics of what time is the delivery, how can they accommodate you. So it's really a notification of the entire area as well as a facilitation from the actual business that they're filming.
Okay.
Yeah, and I never, you know, I feel like we never undersell the size of the production
Yes.
to the businesses, because you know we know that we're large. It is kind of like a circus. It's controlled chaos, though. You know, there's a lot of moving parts, and you know, everyone has a really specific job, and everybody's professionals. You know, we've all done this before.
Yes.
So, you know, sometimes businesses will be surprised at the size of it, but as Valea said, we will work with the adjacent businesses. We know how important it is to have a good relationship, and you know, to be able to operate successfully means to have the support of your neighboring businesses as well. And so, for example, if we're going to have a crane in the parking lot next door, or we're going to close the sidewalk, or we're going to have equipment or lights in front of the storefront next to you, you know, we will make sure to compensate those businesses for their business loss during the time that we're going to be there. So those are all things that we go into in the prep phase to get ready for the shoot day, and to make sure that everybody that we're impacting is, you know, we're all square with them by the time our shoot is over.
Right.
You can expect that Amira and I would assign a representative from our department to be there for as many days as we are going to be present, either preparing or filming or wrapping out. So we will have somebody there to answer questions and to knock on all the doors up and down the street to manage expectations, so all the neighbors know, you know, a generator is going to be parked here, and you know, it might be noisy because we're doing this down here. So we usually like to embed somebody to make sure that all the neighbors are comfortable, in addition to the actual business that we're filming.
Okay. And speaking of neighbors, would this be something that neighbors are able to come watch while you guys are shooting?
So it really depends on the show, and I think it runs the gamut. I'll let Amira and Jess speak to the specifics about it, but some shows are shrouded in a little bit more secrecy. You know, it's a big finale episode of something, they're going to want to keep some of those details. Others, you can come to watch, but there's also specific rules when you're there.
Yeah, I mean, it's the same rules that our crew and ourselves that we're used to. So if there's going to be, you know, well, if the neighbors come and watch, that's kind of different than having like the business owner come back to their place of business.
Yes.
You know, I would say if we're in a public park or, you know, somewhere public nearby, then, you know, people are going to be able to go and watch there from a distance. If a business owner wants to come back to their place of business, I personally feel that, you know, they have every right to come there, but there's going to be some ground rules, like no photos, no posting anything on social media about the experience. You know, you can check with the representative to see if perhaps after the show has aired or the movie comes out, if you can post something on social media, and that can be a discussion that can be had. Don't expect to like meet all the actors, for example. You know, stuff like that does happen, but, you know, it's not something that we can arrange, you know, no guarantees, obviously. So, you know, it's important that they have that in mind. There are some cases where it really is top secret, or there's something sensitive or intimate going on that it's just a completely closed set. So it really just depends. I'm sure we've all had the same story where, you know, even though we tell the business owner, okay, this is going to happen, we're going to do like a shootout at your place of business, you know, there'll be bullets everywhere, furniture toppled over, and it just looks like a complete mess, and the business owner wants to come and watch. You know, I've had it be where they come and they're kind of in shock, or, you know, it's kind of a stressful experience sometimes, even though they know what's going on. And of course, it's not their furniture that's toppled over, and it's a fake wall with the bullets and stuff. But, you know, they need to be mentally prepared too, that it's going to feel like a set to them almost.
Yeah. Okay. Well, thank you for sharing this great information with our audience. Mahalo to Valea and our guests. We have more videos about working with Hawaii's film and TV industry and other essential topics for small businesses. If you have questions, please don't hesitate to contact us at obc@honolulu.gov.